We are live. Anybody in the chat, hi. First of all, happy Thursday and hi. If anybody in the chat knows the name of a movie that Cher was in with Winona Ryder when Winona Ryder was quite
Oh, wait,
young,
I can look that up.
was it
I'm
Mermaids?
literally at my computer.
Oh, I think it was
Let's
called
see.
Mermaids, but I don't know why I think it was called that.
Here and
But it was very, very
Winona
good.
Ryder.
But it's weird because I don't know where all the people are. There's only one
Mermaids.
Beatles.
Ding, ding, ding,
Mermaids.
ding, ding.
But we only have one person watching right now. So hi to you. I don't know.
From my end, it looks like 124.
That's weird. That's very weird because I only see one, so I don't know why that's happening. And I don't see the chat. Is anything in the chat?
Now it says 226. And Noble Blend says it's Mermaids.
Okay.
Noble Blend, by the way, is correct.
Yes, you are.
What's he won?
What does he want? He can have my Arizona Diamondbacks squishy that I've squishied so much that I ripped a hole in his midsection. So now he can talk. But
That's
my
terrible.
chat's not working. I wonder if we shouldn't restart. Because my chat is not. I don't see any of the comments in the chat.
I see all the comments. Maureen Thorburn just said, hi, JoJo. Patty
Hi.
McComber has like a laughing emoji. Skyline the dog has just joined.
This is sad for me because I can't see anybody. I wonder,
And
should I come back?
Laurie Pfisterer wants to know, why do you have a Diamondbacks jersey?
Squishy?
Squishy.
I don't know. And please don't look at my God, my woefully overdue for nails. I don't know why I have it. I have a lot of squishies though. I am a fidget person. I like to do things with my hands. That sounds dirty. While I'm talking. I wish I could see the chat. It is really sad for me. I have this cat, which is from Perpetual Kid. If you or is it I think it's from Perpetual Kid. If you don't know that website.
says we don't like AZ anything. Oof.
Oh,
She
sorry.
said what she meant.
Wow.
She said what she meant.
I mean, if it's
and she meant what
Kirsten
she said.
Cinema, then no. But if it's, Ruben Gallego, then yes. So yeah, it's show and tell now. Here's
Also Mark Kelly. Great.
Mark Kelly, an astronaut, and married to Gabby Giffords, who is a superhero.
Are we doing show and tell? Because I got one of those things that you were playing with the other week.
You got one?
I did.
I love it. Isn't it fun?
It is fun. It's a mindless thing.
Yeah. I enjoy good fidget. Oh.
This is my beard comb.
Yes. Yes, you that is not quite a fidget, but it is also very soothing. It is balls to the fall in New Jersey, so I'm officially embracing my sweater weather. I'm not much of I prefer the summer. I'm a summer baby. I like the summer, so it takes a lot for me to crack out my boots.
I believe official congratulations are in order. You have just elected a brand new governor.
Lordy. Not just a little bit elected her. Like, we elected the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
And again, I apologize to everybody who is in the chat that I cannot see the chat. Substack, I don't know what that's all about, but I wish I could see the chat. But it is that Tuesday.
Wait, why are you apologizing to the chat?
But I can't see it. I can't see any messages. And it's just showing me one person. So I don't know what that's all about. But wow, Tuesday was just, look, I get it, right? Like, we have a lot of work to do, and we have a big road, tall mountain, all the things to go through right now. Shit is dark, but I'm also going to take any opportunity I have to lean into and relish the moments that we get that are wins. And that was massive. As Tom Malinowski put it, it was a drubbing. The Republicans got drubbed, and we needed that. Right? Like, in New Jersey, I get 4 years of a sane governor and non-Trumpy governor, and I am extremely happy. And she was on my podcast the day before, which was a gift. I was very, very privileged to have talked to her.
Mikey?
Yeah, and she said something that I will never forget, and I wrote about it in my Substack because she went to Bill Parcells' Pascal's funeral, and the priest said that Hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. And
Mm,
that when those things are coupled together, you can be angry, you can be outraged, you can be upset over the way things are and what is being done, but you also have to have the courage to stand up and fight against it. And when you put those two things together, that's how you get hope. And when you channel hope into action, that's how you get change. And that's what we saw on Tuesday.
yeah. Yeah. I think that it is too soon to stop spiking the football. I think the victory lap should continue for at least another week, and that is to counteract the the effects of the right wing attempting to poo-poo and downplay our victory, like the same way they did with remember the No Kings March?
Sure.
They tried to downplay that they said it was anything but, legitimate,
Mm-hmm.
protesters. They said they were, uh, Grand Tifa. They said they were paid, protesters. And now they're trying to say, "Oh, it was only blue states, and it was only this, and it was only that." But you know what? The postmortem of these elections shows that we had people win where they shouldn't have won. We had
Yeah.
people win in deep red areas,
Mm-hmm.
so say what you want. Donald Trump endorsed
Mm-hmm.
53 people and zero, not one of them won. All
Yeah.
53 lost. That's like his record for the big lie thing
Mm-hmm.
back in 2020. He was trying to prosecute the case. He lost like more than 60 court cases. He lost more than 53 endorsements. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm loving it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
relishing it, and it's proof that we are not just lackadaisically walking into 2026. We are marching the fuck into 2026, and we're pissed off, and we are going to fucking win.
Yeah, and again, I had Malinowski on my show today, and he is running in the special election in Mikey's now vacant congressional seat. So he's running in New Jersey 11, which will be
Nice.
it'll be the first special election of the 26th. It'll be the first House election of the 26th cycle. So he was talking today about how you can't get the kind of numbers we saw without bringing some other people into the party, right? So those weren't all you Democratic voters. Those weren't all probably even Mikey Sherrill super fans or Abigail Spanberger super fans or Mamdani super fans. Like a lot of these people who voted were like, you know what? I don't really like this. This is not what I was thinking was going to happen.
What didn't they like?
Oh, well, I think a lot of it has to do with costs, the economy, right? Like, I don't think
Oh,
anybody
yeah,
was
yeah,
like, oh, I really hope that tariffs that this person thinks they can unilaterally use, by the way, for himself to enrich himself, because that's what it's all about. I think the
yeah.
tariffs and the price of everything, I think the ICE disappearing human beings, pulling them out of daycare centers in front of their children. I think we saw the
Disgusting.
Latino community swing widely back. Indian Americans swung widely back because of the tariffs, because of
Yeah,
all of the anti-Indian rhetoric that's coming out of MAGA, because Donald Trump has made any import coming in here from India 50% at least more expensive. I think they're worried about the government shutdown. I think they're worried about their healthcare premiums. I think that they're upset about SNAP, which they should be, because he's literally starving people unless the Democrats let them take healthcare from people. So I think all of that, like, it was a perfect storm. Sadly, he's given us a lot of failure so that we can use that against him, but also his language, what he says, his rhetoric. I think people are tired of it. They needed to stick their hand back in that fire that they forgot from 2020 and from 2016 to 2020. I think a lot of people had collective amnesia, and now they're like, oh shit, he really does suck. And
yeah.
so they were motivated to get out and vote against him and against Republicans. And Republicans should be scared as shit right now.
I don't know if you saw it. There's a representative on the Republican side, Salazar. You familiar with
Uh-huh.
her? I think it's
Yeah.
Marie Salazar.
Yeah.
And she made it cut a video, a clip yesterday, and she said she was surprised to see like a 25% drop of Latino support from the Republican Party. And I'm like, How are you surprised? Are you not paying attention? I honestly believe that there are some people in the Republican Party who have convinced themselves that wearing the garb of the evil empire in Star Wars, that they are in fact the good guys when they really are the bad guys. I
Yeah.
mean, um, let me just take a brief aside from this, like luxuriating about our victory, to talk about how disappointed I am in Andrew Cuomo. I
Mm,
cannot begin to tell you how pissed off I am and angry with that guy because look, we've had primaries before. We've seen primaries. We've seen people go after each other and they're not like love taps, like they really hit hard. But there was something nasty and ugly about his attacks on Mamdani, that they leaned into racism and they leaned into the Islamic phobia. And basically he took MAGA attacks and used them as his own against Mamdani. And it's like, dude, you know better.
mm,
You know better. What are we
mm.
going to do with you now? We can't use his ass now. We couldn't even use him before,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because I had no, like, when he announced that he was stepping into the mayoral race, I'm like, why? Like, that's
Well,
the thing that nobody asked for. Like Donald Trump saying he's going to do a 90,000 square foot ballroom. Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for you, Cuomo, to step back into the ring with your, you know, um, woman grabbing hands and get the fuck out of here. So, but now that you have re-entered the public eye, you have made an ass out of yourself. You have happily accepted an endorsement from our mortal enemy of the
mhm.
worst person. If if Donald Trump endorsed me, I would have been like, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. I don't want it.
I
And I
know.
would have said the same thing if the Ku Klux Klan endorsed me. I was like, no, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm not accepting that endorsement at all. Take that shit and shove it up your ass. But he did. He took it.
Mm,
And so, therefore, he is a guy who has boatloads of experience and boatloads of knowledge and know how, but now he's useless because we can't forget what the fuck he did to Mamdani.
mm,
And we shouldn't. He
no.
was a traitor. He betrayed us. He's like an insult to the memory of his father. I don't know if you remember Mario
Oh, of
Cuomo.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. Is really was disappointed. So that's my little tirade. I haven't posted a Substack yet this week, but I am working on one, and it's dedicated to ripping down that guy Cuomo, and he should stay the fuck out of political life forever. No.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Cuomos, and I don't I mean, I remember Mario Cuomo, right, obviously. I was a kid, we were kids when he was
Yeah.
governor. I'm not in the weeds enough on his personality and or, policies necessarily to pontificate on what type of person he was, but I'm gonna just
Mario was a good
guess
guy. He was a
but
good guy. Trust me.
I'm gonna guess that the thing about Mario, I mean, the thing about Andrew Cuomo is the same thing about Chris Cuomo. These are narcissists of the same feather as Donald Trump.
Mm,
The line between them in that way is non-existent. This is why did he run again? Why did he seek this office? Because he needs power. Because he's a narcissist. Why did Donald
yeah.
Trump run again? Because he needs power. Because he's a narcissist. Chris Cuomo is a narcissist. Fun fact, friends. Chris Cuomo decided many years ago while I was a special educator to he was offended by me calling him out for an interview he did with Santorum. That was a softball interview. So he came into my DMs. I was a fan of Chris
What?
Cuomo's at that time. Oh yeah. Believe me, I was working as an aide and I was like, is that a DM from Chris Cuomo? And
Yeah.
he decided that he thought he was going to come in from up on high and try and make this single mom in New Jersey, this special educator, paraprofessional making $16 an hour, make me quake in my boots because he wanted to
Mm.
call me out because I had the audacity to criticize something he did. And boy, oh boy, that went on all day and I schooled his ass. But the thing is, like narcissists, this is their whole thing, right? They need to be right. They need to be adored. They need to be worshiped. They need to be the biggest stick in the room. And that's Andrew Cuomo. And also, like Donald Trump, we've got some sexual impropriety here. And Donald Trump got away with it. He was rewarded with power again. So Andrew Cuomo thought, Well, clearly, I can do it too. I mean, right? It's interesting that Donald Trump and Andrew Cuomo are more alike in many ways than a lot of people would like see at first blush. And what Andrew Cuomo and Donald Trump also represent that Mamdani doesn't is that they are the billionaire class, right? They are aligned. That's why there was so much billionaire money behind Cuomo. That's
Yeah.
Donald Trump's world. That the billionaires see in somebody who wants free pre-K a bigger threat to their existence. They spent more money trying to defeat Mamdani. I cannot ever say the M first. Mamdani.
Okay.
They spent more money trying to defeat him than he was going to make them pay in taxes because he's an existential threat to their hold on power and on the economy. And that's another way that Cuomo's and Donald Trump's align. And I'm glad. I look.
Let
We
me interrupt you for a second because I know you can't see your comments, but there's some comments flying in here. One from Ken Groziak says, it says, so I do love JoJo. Trump is the littlest dick in the room. Luis Pedraza says, JoJo, you are so right about Cuomo. And Noble Blend says, it's so disgusting that Cuomo thinks he can get away with that.
Yeah, well, he didn't, but, last thing I'll say is this, Hamdani, I'm Arabic, you think I should be able to say an Arabic last name, Mamdani, right? Like, I have a brain thing. Like, I'm literally like, I have an Arabic last name. But the one thing that is important here is that he was the right candidate for the right moment in the right city. And the other thing Republicans are trying to do right now is take him and say, look, this is the future of the Democratic Party, completely just ignoring the fact that Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger are very centrist Dems, are extremely, they come
Yeah.
from intelligence and military backgrounds. They were in office in districts that were very blended, and they are hardly the far left of our party. But the Republican Party, they want to ignore that fact, and they want to say that what happened in New York City is indicative of the party's identity as a whole, and that is flatly untrue. Because again, that's why what happened with Mikey Sherrill, what happened in Mississippi, what happened in Georgia, what happened on Prop 50, what happened in Virginia, none of those things were the far left of our party. But the Republicans, they want to pigeonhole us as that. He was the right candidate in the right place at the right time for New York City. I don't think he would have won the governor's election in New Jersey or Virginia, and I don't think Mikey would have won for mayor in New York City. But that is not the identity of the Democratic Party at large. We are truly a big tent, and it's starting to look more like that now, which makes me
Yeah.
extremely happy.
I don't know if you've I haven't done a search for this yet, but it just occurs to me that we sure do have a whole lot of women in governor positions. I don't know,
Yeah.
is this the most women governors there have ever been in the United States of America?
That's a good question. I don't know. She's the first Democratic
That's
female
a
governor.
question for our viewers there. Go look it up
Yeah.
while we're doing the talk thing. Do the computer thing.
Do the
Look that up,
computer
all right?
thing.
Go
I
ask
can't see the
ChatGPT
chat,
or
but
something.
yeah. Well, you know what? As I love our allied men, believe me, I love you. I love all the men in the good fight. But as a woman, as a mom, and this is no offense to any dudes out there fighting the good fight, but like, it was always going to be women. Like we just, like, I don't know. It's no offense to anybody either. And I love Gavin Newsom. I love Wes Moore. I love Jamie Raskin. I love a lot of dudes out there, but we women, like, we can endure childbirth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
can endure childbirth, forget what we endured, and then do it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a way of fighting and digging deep and standing tall and not relenting. And not that I'm saying that men don't, but it is interesting to me that this moment is being met so remarkably by women, and that gives me a lot of hope. As a woman, as a mother of both a son and a daughter, women are badass, and we have a lot of
That's right.
badass women in Congress, and we have a lot of badass women in governorships, and it makes me really fucking proud.
Speaking of badass women in politics, you heard that Speaker Pelosi has has announced that she is not seeking reelection. So she's hanging it up.
Yeah.
And there thus comes the end of an era. Um, I think it's very noteworthy that she's taking off as we are witnessing easily the worst speaker. Like
Oh
worse
yeah.
than John. She did Mike Johnson like makes John Boehner.
Hmm.
Remember John Boehner?
Of course. Yeah. Tim
Remember
Mom.
the weepy guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes John Boehner look good. He even makes what was that guy's name?
Newt
Kevin.
Gingrich. Oh,
No,
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy looked decent by comparison. And never Newt Gingrich.
Right.
Never Newt
Right.
Gingrich.
He's the
He is
original.
like he's Satan.
Yes. Yeah. He is the OGs. Yeah. No. No.
um, but yeah, I think like one of my favorite moments with Speaker Pelosi was probably her scolding Trump and the generals in that I don't know, was that a war room or
It was
something?
the
But
it was the cabinet room. Oh, it could have been the Roosevelt
yeah,
room.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
one of the
You're right.
two.
It was a
Yeah.
cabinet room.
Yeah.
Um, before I forget, I a little bit ago I read a comment by that guy Ken Grisiak, and he says, "Thanks. Wow, you read what I wrote. I did not expect that. I will never say anything vulgar again. I did mean it."
We love
He was
that.
the guy who said the smallest dick in the room.
Oh, but like what? This is how we talk. I wish I could see the chat so I would could see the comments, but I can't. But yeah, keep it. Please keep being in the comments. We love that. Like that makes me extremely happy when people interact with us because like that's the whole point, right? It's not just necessarily you and I. Although I love talking to you, it's not just us talking to each other all the time. There's
Um,
these interactions are important. You know what I mean? Gives
see,
us
I'm sorry. C. Gilbert says, yes, we have a record high of women governors now, 14.
damn, damn.
Do you know why that's noteworthy?
Well, from what? Well, you tell me why.
I'll tell you why I think it's noteworthy. Because we were trying to get Hillary Clinton into the White House, right?
Mhm.
America wasn't ready for her. I'm not trying to, stoke a sore spot. I'm making a point here. We tried
Mhm.
to, and Hillary Clinton was historically qualified, right?
Yes.
She was like above and beyond qualified. And then you
Yeah.
had Kamala Harris, who had district attorney, she had attorney general, she had um
Senator.
United States senator, she had vice president.
Yeah.
So another woman who was highly, highly qualified,
Mhm.
that somehow, she caught a bad rap, right? And the message that I got from all that is that stupid America, was not ready for a woman president. So how do we get America ready for that position? Well, clearly we have to elect more women in executive positions. Like governor is like that executive position where they're
Mhm.
like running an entire state. And they have to like have enough women to show and prove to stupid Americans that not only can women handle the load, but they're highly, highly efficient. In most of my career, I could count um, the majority of my bosses have been women, and they have
Mm.
been level-headed, they have been efficient,
Mhm.
and they've been people that I have looked up to in my career. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's time. It's time, for crying out loud. Men have been screwing up the world
Mhm.
for long enough. Let women get a chance to screw it up a little bit.
It's interesting because, one of their favorite things to say is that women are too emotional to lead. When Hillary Clinton lost, she went for a walk in the woods. When Donald Trump lost, he incited an attack on our Capitol. I mean, if right? If women are too emotional to lead, then tell me why the current president of the United States of America canceled trade negotiations with our closest ally, Canada, because he got a sad over a commercial. Women are too emotional to lead? Are you fucking serious? Okay?
Yeah, he
Like,
got it sad, all right. You did.
right? And the thing about these women governors that's so fascinating to me is that many of them, if not all of them, many of them ran on in many, coupled with other things, coupled with affordability, coupled with healthcare, coupled with education, coupled with all of the other things that are important. They ran on going at Donald Trump. Mikey Sherrill went right at Donald Trump all the time, not
Yeah.
alone, not exclusively. She was running against a candidate who used to criticize Donald Trump, who decided his calculations were if he aligned with him now that would be beneficial to him. How did that work out? Jack Ciattarelli, not so well. But these women, Mikey Sherrill, Katie Hobbs, others, Abigail Spanberger in Virginia, that was a large part of their strategy in winning. So it is interesting to me that Hillary and Kamala couldn't make that same leap. And I wonder what it will take to get the people who are like, I just can't pull the trigger for a woman at that level, what it will take to get them to understand that women are very adept at leading and very adept at holding these executive positions, and that they are not, like Donald Trump, extremely emotional, that they are, like you said, female bosses, extremely level-headed. I mean, not every woman is that way, but I'm trying to think of all the other governorships that are in women's hands. I mean, that's 14 is a big number. I'm like, if guys, if they can put them in the chat too, because like you just cited, so we got Gretchen, we got Abigail, we got Mikey, we got Katie, we got the one in Oregon, whose name I can't remember.
New York.
Oh, New York, Kathy, yeah,
Kathy Hochul.
yeah. That's weird that
Did you say Abigail Spanberger?
yeah, yep. So we got
You said Katie
Michigan,
Hobbs?
Virginia, Arizona, Oregon, New Jersey, New York. Oh, Maine.
Oh, Janet Mills in Maine.
Maine, yeah, that one popped into my head just now.
Michelle Lujan Grisham in New Mexico. I'm
Oh, New
cheating. I'm reading
Mexico.
all of our
Yeah, okay. I
I'm
love it.
reading our viewers'
Well,
comments.
look, and
Alaska.
Mills. Alaska
Alaska?
has, well, that's interesting because what's her fuck? The crazy bitch. Oh, what's her name, guys? John
Oh,
McCain. Sarah McCain. Sarah McCain?
Sarah.
Sarah, not McCain. Where's my head? Sarah. Holy shit. I can't see the chat. She was running with McCain.
Sarah Tina Fey.
Oh, Arkansas has a female governor, by the way, which is not a Democrat.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but she doesn't count.
I know. I fucking Huckabee. She doesn't count. She's announced she's running again. But it
Sarah
is
Suckabee.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Yeah, exactly. But it is
Palin.
interesting. What?
Sarah Palin.
Palin, not McCain. Jesus, my brain mashed their
She
names
can
together.
see Russia from her house.
That's right. I can see Russia from my house. But Janet Mills is giving shit to Trump. So, like, it's interesting because this is what they do. They stand up to him. And yet, for some reason, it was not palatable to the American public enough to elect, like you said, arguably.
Wait, Massachusetts? Did we forget Massachusetts?
We did forget Massachusetts. Yes, we forgot Massachusetts, and I can't think of her name, but she's awesome too.
Can I just tell you these viewers are on point.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, excellent.
I can only see one
guys.
eyeball and no comments, but thank you guys for doing that. Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna take. I really don't, but I hope. I really do hope that just how effective these women have been in these executive positions in governors' houses, that's going to show the country, and also how inept and completely incompetent Donald Trump is. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's such a fucking train wreck. They're bragging about Walmart saying that this is a less expensive Thanksgiving than last year, while starving 42 million people who can't afford Thanksgiving from Walmart. What are you talking about?
By the way, they got community noted into oblivion because that boast, they were comparing apples to oranges. Donald Trump's Thanksgiving package, only has 15 items versus Biden's, which was 25 items.
Oh my God! Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I don't like talking about Donald Trump's package.
Right before our live.
Oh. Yeah, Donald Trump's package is not a sentence or a thought that I like to have. I'd rather imagine my grandmother getting out of the bathtub. Thank you very much. But this is the thing, they lie. This is what they do. They just lie. And Mike Johnson is truly, he is the most reprehensible, shameless liar to ever hold that gavel. And Newt Gingrich exists. Mike Johnson stands up there and lies every single solitary day. He is
I haven't seen
lying.
it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
I
I don't know
it's
what
not
you're
my
talking about.
lane. That's not my lane. They're not seating a duly elected female member of Congress, and he's lying about why. The reason
Yeah.
that they are not doing it is because she's the 218th vote on the discharge petition, which would force Republicans to vote on releasing the Epstein files. Why don't they want to do that? So the guy holding the Gatsby party with half-naked women in champagne glasses in the
Ah!
mansion where he partied with Jeffrey Epstein doesn't get his name exposed for his involvement in that scandal. Period. Full stop. End of story. That's it. Mike Johnson, ever the evangelical, is lying to the American people to protect pedophiles.
It's so funny too that he made a big deal out of sharing with the public that he and his son are on this weird, creepy, like porn monitoring service. It's so weird.
It's
So
so
weird.
weird.
Another thing that like nobody even asked him. You know, he just like offered that. We would have never known had he not brought that up. But now that he's brought it up, it makes it even stranger that you're concerned, a kiss, about some porn that your son may or may not be watching, but you're not concerned about the young ladies, the girls, the children who have been abused at the hands of rich, powerful men. Are you kidding me, bro? You call yourself a Christian? I know people who are atheists who are more Christian than Mike Johnson.
Did you see The Onion? Mike Johnson, my Christian faith is more about not jacking off than feeding the poor.
No, I didn't see that. Oh my God.
They just fucking nail it. They nail it. Absolutely nail it. Like, are
Yeah.
you serious right now?
Wow.
I he's literally saying to the American people, unless you let us kill you, we're going to starve you.
Yeah.
But he needs his teenage son to monitor his porn intake. Really? Which is what, oh my God, have you seen these? What do Republican women have that Democratic women don't have and Democrat women don't have? And it's like Carolyn Levitt in a bikini, and all the answers are like husbands with Grindr accounts.
So good.
Right? Like every time I
Really
see
is
Matt,
about the comments, though, isn't it? Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, I said the tweets are really about the comments. Like,
Oh my God. I'm a reply guy at heart. For as long as I live, I am a reply guy. Like, I'm a reply guy stan. I love to troll. Like, my favorite thing to do in the world. I love getting in there. I love all those HuffPost pieces they put up where they put the tweets in there and you're like, am I in this one? I love that shit. I love being in the replies. Like, that's the best way to get anybody to see you, first of all. If you go in the replies of a big account, like if you'd go into Mike Johnson's or Carolyn Levitt or even Donald Trump's accounts and you get in there and you reply, people see you. Be smart, be sassy, be funny, be fast, That's the way to do it. Have fun.
to be perfectly honest with you, I have been my feed has been overwhelmed by right wing accounts.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. And I don't want to see them. I don't want to engage with them, but sometimes I see these tweets and I just have to I have to throw my 2 cents in there because they are passing along misinformation
Mhm.
willfully, and I have to correct them. And
Mhm.
whether it's about left wing versus right wing violence, whether it's about the reason for the shutdown, you know, I have to add my 2 cents in. I can't stay silent. And little by little, I believe that some MAGA will be scrolling through the comments and they will come across my thing and say, I'm not over the top, slamming them or flaming them out. I am just matter of factly explaining, look,
Mhm.
You owe it to your followers, to your voters to be honest about this. And here's the actual thing. And sometimes I'll use Grok and I'll screenshot Grok's, um, you know, actual correction of whatever it is that they posted. I'll say, so and so has stated, Senator blah, blah, blah has stated this fallacy. Can you please correct them for the record? Make your answer brief because MAGA is in the audience.
Mhm.
And and that's what I do.
I like to put them on blast, especially when they get in my comments and they misspell your, it's like that's my
Yeah.
favorite thing. It's like you're a whore and it's YOUR. And I'm like, actually, that's YOU apostrophe RE. You're a whore. Like that's just like my favorite thing to do.
Republican House reps have worked 12 out of the last 106 days.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. I will say that I think, and we do have to go in a minute, but I will say that I think I hope. Hope is one of those things. Maybe I'm naive about Republicans still, but that drubbing that they received on Tuesday, what we're hearing now is that those sort of moderate adjacent, the ones that can find the box they put their spine in and the closet where they put that and they can pull it out, dust it off, and just look at it nostalgically, that there are mutterings in the Senate right now of those Republicans having conversations with Democrats about maybe minibuses, about like ways to extend these subsidies so that they can reopen the government because what they just saw on Tuesday, they know the writing is on the wall. If they don't stop this now longest, I know. So soon, etc. Seriously. And Schumer and Jeffries haven't really weighed in on it yet, but if they were even remotely self-aware, they would look at what happened this week and then look at the government shutdown and then look at people not getting their SNAP benefits and then look at the price of healthcare and then
Yeah.
know that Republicans and independents alike turned out to tell them knock it the fuck off.
Yeah.
If they don't figure this out fast, the Democrats are winning the messaging war. The
Yeah.
Democrats are not responsible for what is happening to this country right now. And the American people are not stupid. So it would behoove Republicans, those who are still, remember, like at least somewhat aware, they're infused with a memory of a spine. It would behoove them to actually do something to make sure that those subsidies get extended because they know that they are going to be fucked out of a job real fast because I have more faith now than ever in the midterms happening. I actually have more faith than I have ever had in them happening and them being historic and it being a blue fucking tsunami, the likes of which we have never seen, no matter how badly they cheat.
Yeah. I don't have any faith in the Republicans, though. I think they've already made their bed and they're lying in it. I think they've given Trump way too much leeway and way too much power, and now they can't back out of it. He runs their party. He told them, what did he tell them?
He's the speaker.
He's told them that Republicans are in power and that they should nuke the filibuster. Are
They're
you
not
concerned
gonna.
just about the filibuster being nuked?
They're not gonna do it. I mean, if they do, I will eat this fidget, which would not be delicious. But I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way that even
Let me just stop you. You should not say things like that because
people are gonna
um,
expect me to eat it.
that guy, who's the guy, the lawyer who said he kept his underwear on,
Oh, Dershowitz. Dershowitz.
Dershowitz said that he would blow his brains out if Mamdani won.
He did? Oh God. Oh, okay. That's a weird fucking thing to say.
He's not gonna follow through with that.
No, Captain Underpants, no. No, but I don't think that there is any realistic way that John Thune is like, yes, let's nuke the filibuster. I can't see Ted Cruz signing up for that. I mean, I honestly, they know. They are not stupid. They know what will happen to them, to this country. We're going to get 11 Supreme Court justices. Hello, Puerto Rico. Welcome to statehood. Hello, Washington, D.C. Welcome to statehood. Hello, assault weapons ban. Hello. You know what I mean? Like, but they know they'll be fucked every which way till Sunday, and they don't want to do that. And so, look, take it or leave it, right? Like, I mean, I wish that Sinema and Manchin had, done what they should have done at the time when it came to codifying Roe, and they didn't, because they wanted to maintain the filibuster instead. I just don't see a path where Republicans are going to do that in order to hurt the American people more. That's the thing. So if they were really if they're really acting like they never needed votes again, sure. But that's not, that would be the end. They know that. They'll never get reelected. And also, when the Democrats return to power, not if, when, they're fucked. So I don't see it happening. But if I'm wrong, look, I've been wrong about plenty of things. I did not actually think that they would be able to overturn Roe. I didn't think they'd do it. I was wrong. And I'll admit it. I was wrong. I underestimate their capacity for depravity all the time.
Kat says Dershowitz is in the Epstein files.
Oh, God, fuck yeah. Oh, my God. And didn't he represent him too? I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure he did. Look.
Patty says she heard that Thune is not a fan of the filibuster.
Oh, I don't know about that. I was talking to Malinowski today, and he said he knows him, and he said he cannot imagine a world in which he goes along with that. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, we will see. We can't suffer from a lack of imagination. That's the fact.
And Luisa Pedraza says after Tuesday, Republicans know they would regret it on day one.
Yeah. Yes. And again, I know a lot of people are saying right now that what happened on Tuesday makes them believe that Donald Trump is going to try to suspend the midterms or do whatever he can to make sure that we can't vote. And I would actually argue the opposite. I would argue that the numbers of people that we saw, coupled with what happened on No Kings, that's a number too large for him to ignore. And that's a number too large for him to truly subjugate. And I think what it is that what Tuesday shows us, like these ballot measures and red state after red state on the issue of choice, it has to do with the American people, by and large, wanting democracy. It's not even a political choice. It is, do you want to have a say or don't you? Do you want to wake up tomorrow and not have the power to hold the people who are screwing you to account? This is still the United States of America, and we, the people, are still stronger than the people in power. And I think what Donald Trump and every other Republican learned, he doesn't learn, whatever, he actually said it was a bad day too. But what they learned was that you don't get those numbers from Democrats alone. It's not all the No Kings marchers. You get a lot of people who are pro-democracy. And those people are not going to be, they're not going to be subjugated to this either. And I think that what Tuesday showed us is that their fuckery with the midterms and beyond will backfire big time. I mean, what is he going to do? Literally short of, and I'm not putting this past him, bombing U.S. cities with American fighter jets so that, we don't have elections at all. Short of that, I think actually they should be much more fucking worried about the large number of Americans who are like, no, we would like to keep this democracy so that we can vote against Democrats in the future.
I'm gonna go with you there. And I'm going there hopefully. My heart is full of hope today because Democrats and independents, maybe some Republicans, showed up on Tuesday and showed that this is still a democracy. This is still our democracy, and we're going to make it work. And people are awake now. People are paying attention. And maybe we have Donald Trump to thank for waking the people up. With his fascist overreach, I think a lot more people are engaged now than would be if he wasn't disappearing people off the street, if he wasn't cutting SNAP benefits, and if he wasn't allowing healthcare, the affordable healthcare subsidies to expire. I think now everybody's like, hey, what? We were on autopilot before then because everything was running like smooth, like the trains. But when the trains stopped running, people are like, hey, and
Mhm.
that's all on him.
And that's what's so interesting, right? Is that democracy is taken for granted so often, like it's just gravity and it will always be there. And people have been able to have that kind of complacency because adults were in charge, because it was boring, because things were that unseen things. All those federal workers who did things we don't even know about, all those programs around the world that kept Ebola off of our
Yeah,
soil, all those things that just we never thought about. We never had to think about because the grown-ups were in charge and they were doing the things that needed to get done. And that's not happening anymore. And Americans are like, hold on. You mean democracy's not just going to be there if I ignore the fuck out of it? Lee McGowan describes it as a marriage, like if you ignore your partner and you don't, cultivate that relationship over a period of time. If you let yourself get all nasty and fat and you walk around looking ugly all the time and you don't check in and you don't have conversations and you don't participate in that marriage is all of a sudden you're going to wake up and be like, why is my husband having 14 affairs? And it's because you or my wife is because you ignored it. You took it for granted. You didn't do the work. You didn't participate. That's democracy. It's a marriage, right? It's a
yeah.
contract. It's a pact. It's a relationship between ourselves and our lawmakers. And we can't take it for granted. It's not passive, it's active. And Donald Trump's fucking awfulness, which by the way, in many ways saved my own life because I was lost as fuck. I was depressed. I was sad. I was suicidal. And that motherfucker came down the escalator, started talking about Mexicans being rapists. And I was like, oh, hold on. Wait a minute. And some came back online. We have so many people who have activation stories because of Donald Trump in 2016 and have activation stories because of Roe being overturned,
Yeah.
that it is because of him. And we are going to see the same thing right now. There are more people running in races that were uncontested in the last cycle running now because of Donald Trump. Look, if Donald Trump's awfulness can be used for good, that I am all for it. And right now, I think that we are on that pendulum swing. It always swings back and it's always going to be led by the people. And the people have been reminded and woken the fuck up.
That's right.
That's
I don't want to keep you because I know you got to pick up your son.
Yep, I do.
He's doing the baseball thing.
A little bit of the baseball thing, indoor hitting, just keep those muscles, keep that muscle memory, all that stuff. Because there's no baseball in the winter. He doesn't play a winter sport, but it's good. It's good for him. Yeah,
That's
it's good.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, and keeps his mind sharp and keeps him from playing more video games in the house and his brain turning into goo.
Have you started with the Christmas decorations yet?
I am very weird about. So Halloween comes down and then it's just general fall, right? And or autumn, depending on which word you prefer. So Halloween comes down and then it's just leaves and maybe a few pilgrims and stuff. And then everything comes down after Thanksgiving. But I don't want my Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. So I don't decorate. I will do my outdoor lights, but I won't light them because that's a whole undertaking. But I don't decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving. That's just my weird thing. I just don't do it.
Are you do you have the most Christmas lights in your neighborhood?
Hmm. Well, since you asked, I have decided I've taken it upon myself to declare a competition on my street, and then I broke it down into a subcategory of my block. I need to be not only the best, at least on my block. My block is, it's a city block, so it's probably 10 houses. I have to be the best and the first
Mm.
on my block. I try to be the first on my street. I am never the best on my street because there are some people who they're getting on ladders and shit. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
a klutz. I will fall. I say that, and I do have Christmas decorations up in my office right now, and I'm not gonna lie. You guys, go to CVS. Go to CVS. I walked in for eyeliner, and I left with the cutest, holy crap, little village of wooden little houses and this tree at CVS for $16.99. Look at this. It's flipping adorable, and they're wood. And I'd say I don't decorate before Thanksgiving, but the rules in my office are all suspended. I got baseball hats up and all the things. So, but CVS, guys, I don't work for CVS. This shit's cute. It's cute. Anyway, yeah, that's so yeah. I typically do you? What about you?
Man, I cannot compete with my next door neighbor. People come from all over to see her
Oh,
displayed. It's really it's over the
well, you got to
top
send pictures.
incredible. But but with that said, can hold my own, right? I can represent. So she
Mm,
has all of her lights are like 95% warm white, right?
yeah, that's
Really
warm white.
gorgeous. But I mean, like you could probably see her lights from space, right?
Yeah.
With that said, mine are the multicolor, right? And they're
Oh,
not gaudy multicolored, they're tasteful, right? And
uh-huh.
they're strategically placed. And so yeah, when you come down the block, you see hers first, but then you see mine, you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
that's nice.
I like breaking it up a little bit. By the
Yeah.
way, did you ever go to Diker Heights when you were up here?
Are you kidding?
I
Diker
did-
Heights are famous.
Right?
Diker Heights, I don't even know. There's some houses that have those like life size nutcracker soldier guys. They're like 6, 7 feet tall.
Six,
Um,
seven. Sorry. Sorry. My kids literally just eye rolled somewhere in the yard. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, people spend thousands and thousands of
Oh my God.
dollars on those displays. They're amazing.
If you guys don't know what Diker Heights is, you got to Google it. And if you ever get up to New York City at Christmas time, you have to go and see it. It is absolutely worth the trip. It is just a little bit outside of Manhattan.
It's in
Um,
Brooklyn.
it's in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yep, and it is just spectacular. And I mean, it's over the top, so it's not like you would do that necessarily to your house, but it is very festive, and it is definitely something worth seeing. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I do have to go, and I'm sorry I couldn't see the chat. I This is very sad for me. I wish I could see the chat, and I love you
Let me
guys.
just say
And
a few more things. Jeff said, feed the hungry. Laurie Pfisterer says, tasteful multicolored lights is a contradiction of terms.
oh, okay, I'm not happy
Uh,
because I have to use cool white because it matches my light curtain. But I love warm white. But yeah. By the way, the feed the hungry guys, that's important. That's super important. I know everybody here is gonna do and is doing whatever they can, but like your local food
for the
pantry,
food
there's
banks.
the food banks, the local food pantry. Keep an eye. We're going to be working on something. Brooklyn, Sam and I are trying to organize with hopefully Indivisible and a bunch of other groups. Seneca. We're going to try and do a live food drive kind of thing. To get people to donate, because if our government is going to use the starvation of 16 million children for political purposes as collateral, then the American people are going to do what we do, and
Yeah.
we're gonna stand up and we're going to feed people. And there's all partnerships you can do. There's food buddy things. You can, if you use Instacart, you can go. If you're using Instacart, you can right there on the app. You can donate whatever you want. You can pick which groceries you want. You can donate to whichever food bank you want. There are lots of places to do that. So, yes, please feed the hungry. And thank you to every small business and restaurant, mom and pop pizza place that is giving food to people with SNAP cards. We need more of that. That's the American spirit. And I'm going to cry because, like, that's who we are. That's who we are. We feed our people.
Let it rip, JoJo. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What do we feed our people? I mean, they just, you know, I'm not super Christian. I did go to CCD and I am Christian. But like, the Jesus wouldn't have been all okay with this. You know what I mean? They wrap themselves in cloak themselves in religion and they're willing to let children starve. And if you have never faced hunger and if you have never known what it feels like to not know if you'll be able to feed your kids, you don't understand what kind of a weapon that is and how insidious it is and how
Yeah.
destructive it is and how destabilizing and cruel it is. And so we stand up and we feed our people or our disgusting, depraved, immoral, indecent scumbag in chief, sociopath in chief, while he is using the starvation of people so that he can score political points for his billionaire buddies. Fuck
And he's
that.
having great Gatsby parties
Fuck
with
that.
women in martini glasses.
Fuck that and fuck them and fuck all of that. We will feed our people, and that's that.
That's right.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and sorry I got all weird and cry, but it's always a roller coaster. It's always a roller
Ne-
coaster.
Never apologize for that, Joe.
Thank you. Well, I love you, and
One
thank
one
you.
more comment here.
Yeah.
Wendy Miller says it's a human right to be fed, and your government should care for their people.
Yeah. It's just I mean, are we shocked? Are we shocked that they're using literal starvation? This is the richest country in the history of the world, and they're using the starvation of children as collateral to achieve more pain and suffering for the American people. These are their voters. These are, and I implore everybody, there's a little mini documentary on Facebook where a West Virginia documentarian interviews Bernie Sanders, who went down to West Virginia state, the primary he won, and he talks to voters who voted for Trump, and he talks to them about how they're feeling right now with the suffering that is happening with the cost of everything going up. They're talking about food bank lines getting longer there. People in West Virginia, which is not has not always been as red as it is. It's actually been, it was solidly blue. People in Trump voters in West Virginia are saying this is not what we voted for. People are
Mm,
suffering, and he is doing this disproportionately to his own voters. And I would like to feed them too. That's the thing. That's the difference, right?
yeah,
That's it. And nobody's child should be used as a weapon in a
that's right.
political fight ever. That's the mark of a failing nation, and I don't believe that's who we are. That's who Donald Trump is. That's who Republicans have enabled and emboldened him to be, but that is not who the American people are. I fundamentally believe it, and you'll never ever get me off that hill. So, anyway, yeah, shit, I gotta go.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks,
And
guys.
thanks to you guys for showing up and letting us share with you for a few.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And we'll see you next time. Okay. Bye, Brooklyn.